you and I spoke in 2021, and one of the things that I remember we spoke about growing up in divided Germany and all those kind of interesting things. The one thing that stuck with me was that you are a mad fan of water slides. And
Yeah.
yeah, have you got a chance to enjoy that at any point this year? And a kind of sub question to that is, have you ever seen one and you've chickened out?
I've never chickened out, but it's been a while since I water slided the last time. I think last time we spoke since then, I haven't.
No,
Because
no.
over here there's not so many. And the thing is this is one thing that I took from the tour that we did with Arch Enemy. And every time we were on tour together, we would go for water slide rides. And since we're not on tour with them, we haven't been on tour with them for so long. My water slide passion is still there, but the actual going to water slides, there's one in Berlin that I know of, but I haven't been there yet. Because when you live in a city and you're like, these are like not particularly a tourist attraction, but something that you don't go every day. It's a little far out. It's like I think a 40-minute drive by car. And it's like, I don't know. I should go.
Sure. Life is short. Go to yourself a water slide. I have no idea what the weather's like in Germany. Like if it's because I
It's freezing.
yeah.
It's not pleasant. It's not cool. Sometimes I don't go out for days, and I'm at the moment I'm writing some music here. I'm in my apartment. I'm just doing some, some focusing in on some writing and lyrics, music, and the weather is so horrible that sometimes you don't want to go out. It's -4, -5, and it's like no. But it's nice. The air is clear and it's fresh. It freshens you up when you go once you go out. And
Yeah.
it gets dark very early in the during the days. That's why I try to wake up early in the morning so I have a little bit of daylight.
Mm.
It's getting dark at 4:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah, yeah, wow.
That's how depressing it is.
Depressing in Germany? Nah. No. You guys have cultivated a reputation for 100 years of just being just fun, and nothing but fun. um, it's actually freaking crazy. This is going to just be incredibly left field, but it's an incredible story worth telling. So my grandfather um, died in World War II. He actually was shot down near Berlin, so he was actually flying a plane. And my father, who is now in his 80s, he grew up he'd never met his dad. His dad went to war when he was a baby and just never came home. In 2006 or so, they found his plane. They were digging out a swimming pool in Berlin
Oh.
and they found his plane. And my father, who's in his 60s, got to go over and attend the military burial of his father, and he met the man who shot him down, who is now a priest, if you can believe it.
It's so crazy.
Yeah, because
That's
this
like,
was the Berlin end of the war. Like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah. It
this
was
I think,
when they kicked when they made sure the war is over, right? But they still
yeah,
I didn't even know that they were still had the capacities to shoot down planes, to be honest.
yeah. I think from memory, he was like a teenager on a,
Yeah.
like because it was basically it was just everyone,
Yeah.
to,
Yeah, yeah.
to meet the man, like, wow, that's a hell of a
That's
story.
like history there, man. That's like it's sad history, but it's history.
It is absolutely history, and I think it must have been a strange thing, um, probably for people who are a bit older than you, because obviously you would have been coming up in the 70s and whatnot. That to to be, everyone likes to be on the winning side, and it must be a strange thing to have had that legacy of, yeah, we lost that one. You know, like it must be
Yeah,
a weird
yeah.
thing for German culture. Like, I don't know. It's pardon me, sir. I'm just kind of I've gone completely off my
It's
interview
great. I mean,
questions.
for me, it's amazing that Germany has lost this stupid war, and it's like, and this part of history is the darkest chapter, you know, of
Mm.
German history, and it's yeah, fucking war, man. I hate it.
Yeah, and decades and decades after, my brother lives in
Yeah,
Germany. He
yeah.
lived in Berlin
You
for
know, that's
years.
the thing. That's the thing. Our generation, when we're growing up now in relatively peaceful times.
Mm.
Uh, Now you got all these like spots in the world, like the Middle East and Ukraine and some other parts of the world where there's already war again. And I'm like, why? Why? Come on,
Yeah.
you know, we should be beyond that.
And it's crazy to see footage of it and think that, yep, 100 years after World War One, we're back to fighting in trenches. Like, what?
Yeah, yeah. It's
um,
sad. It is sad.
I made the title track of Hate Über Alles was actually made my top 10 end of best songs, like end of year list for last year.
Oh,
I
thank you.
absolutely loved it. I described it as this will make you want to find the biggest thing you can and fight it with your bare hands. Like, it's just
That's a nice description.
yeah,
Uh,
it's
I'm happy that it makes you feel that way.
100%. I'm just fucking, I don't care what it is. Come here, Godzilla. What how has that track been received in the live environment? How have audiences responded to it?
Oh, we were without spoiling like we're starting the set with the song. Um and people, it's like you said, we start at full force, and it goes, we come on stage, play that song, and in the best case scenario, there's already like a mosh pit for that song. So yeah, it's definitely a fan favorite already, even though the
Mm.
album is fairly new. So it's gonna stay in the set list for a while, I think. So yeah, we're definitely very happy with the reaction of the last album. Like, people really loved it, and we like it, and so makes me kind of happy, you know, because we've been working on that record for quite a while, and with the pandemic coming in, us having all the songs ready to go, but we couldn't release it because of the pandemic, and we didn't want to release it. And finally, when the album got released, it was a big relief for us. You know, we're
Mm.
like, yeah, finally our fans get to hear the album, and yeah, and yeah, now we're touring it, and it's quite exciting still. I'm so happy that back to the world when it comes to live shows is back to normal. I mean,
Mm.
I've missed it so much, man.
Well, it's kind of a handy thing that you didn't release it in the midst of the pandemic, because I know a lot of bands. Like, I went and saw I've had a crazy week. I had Sepultura on Monday, and I went and saw Limp Bizkit last night. My neck is still
Oh,
sore.
nice.
But you know, people would be asking, you know, Andreas from Sepultura, it's like, oh, have you got a new album? It's like, dude, we're still touring Quandra. We haven't, you know,
I
Kiss
mean,
their album from 2020. And it was like, yeah, if it was up to me, I would not chosen to release an album. Obviously, no one could
yeah,
know what was happening, but to go ahead with the release because you couldn't play live. What's the fucking point?
that's that's why, that's why we chose not to release it during the pandemic. We chose it at when our record came out. It was towards the end of the pandemic, and I don't know. I mean, I get why people. I mean, I thought it was kind of nice when bands released their albums during the pandemic because there was nothing to do. So at least there was some new music you could
Mm.
enjoy in your home, you know. And when Sepultura did release their album, I was like, yeah, good thing. Every band that releases some stuff, I'm happy. Bring it on, you know. But we didn't want to do it.
It's amazing seeing Derek on stage after, I mean, they've been going with Derek for over 20 years, and you've still got idiots in the crowd going, they should bring back Max Cavalera. I'm like, why did you buy a ticket? It's been 20 years. Like, what was
You
your.
know what? You know what? I think, in my opinion, they're better than ever. Sepultura is
Mm,
better than ever, stronger than ever. They look great on stage. They're like you said, a fighting team. They go on stage and give 150% every night. And I don't miss. I mean, of course, if you want to see some old Sepultura stuff or some of the more obscure Sepultura, you can go see Cavalera. It's nice to have two bands, you know, and Cavalera are also strong. So I'm why can't they coexist? And I think Derek is a fucking beast on vocals, man. He's amazing. He's such a strong personality on stage that I think people should be happy that there's two ways of enjoying Sepultura music, you know.
yeah.
In
And
my
he's pretty muscly for a vegan too, which I'm sure you'd appreciate.
oh, for a vegan.
Yeah.
The strongest man is a vegan, you know that? Patrick Bobomian.
Wait,
Yes, strongest
which
man on
one? As in, well, which metric?
Patrick Bobomian.
Okay,
Patrick
so
Bobomian, he's a friend of mine. He plays in our video, Strongest of the Strong.
yeah,
Um, he's the strongest man on earth. He's been for a while. I don't know who's the strongest
interesting.
man
Okay,
now, but yep, for a
cool.
vegan.
There you go. Does he do like strongman? Does he still do strongman events, or is he retired?
No, I don't think he's still is, but he was for a while. He's
Okay,
also in that documentary called Game Changer. You got to check it out.
I have heard of such. Yes, you are not the first person to tell me about this. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
and
even
he's in our videos for the song "Strongest of the Strong." So because I thought it fit perfectly. He also sang on it, and we're doing some nice project at the moment. And he was approaching me he had a different project at the time, and he came to the studio, and we were recording that song, and so we're like, you need to sing on that one, and he did.
nice. You were saying you've been in there, working on some music. Are you potentially working on a follow up album for Creator?
Yeah, it's gonna take a while. I mean, I've been in the studio for the last couple of days, and it's always like pulling teeth almost. You know, you're like, wow, fuck, man, I need to. I have cool riffs, but it's not a song yet. And then you're like almost like being pregnant with the songs. You're like, wow, fuck, this is great. Or this sucks. This is amazing. Oh, I can't listen to this. It's not there yet. And it's like a little bit of a you go to sleep with it, and it's like the next morning you wake up and you're still thinking about the song. And it's like a little bit of a weird state of mind that I'm in while I'm songwriting.
Mm.
Because I'm always like trying to make the songs that's the most energetic and the best. I still try to write the best song that I've ever written. You know what I mean? So
Mm.
I'm still have that. I still have that mindset of like, it's not over yet. I need to still write a song that's fucking amazing. So every song that I write, I have this approach, and it's kind of, it can be a little like a little exhausting.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, when is anything truly done? I can't relate to that specifically as I'm not a musician, but I do. I'm an abstract painter and graphic artist and all this kind of
Yeah,
crazy
and
stuff.
you know,
And I
oh,
I look at it and I'll print something out and I'll put it on the wall and I'll be walking past it going, I want to change that. That's why I never got the
yeah,
tattoos because
not
I'll
there yet.
yeah.
And it's nothing about the technique. It's not about the quality. It's a feeling. It's like you listen to something, or you take a look at your painting and you feel it's not quite there yet.
Mm.
And it's nothing that you can explain on a rational level. It's just like it's an emotion, and if you don't feel it, it's not right.
Mm. Yeah, 100%. Who came up with the idea for the Clash of the Titans tour? How did this come about?
We've been talking about the tour since we were doing a lot of the. You're talking about the particular version for Australia now, or in
Yes, yeah.
general?
So with you guys and In Flames.
We've been doing two other ones, one with Testament and one with Sepultura,
Mm-hmm.
one in America, one in South America, Central America, and we were thinking, we're always trying to look for bands that are doing this concept with us. And In Flames, we approached them and asked them, you know what, we're planning on doing an Australian tour, but we want to make it like a bigger show, so we want a lot to come out, and why don't we do like a double headlining, and so people, there's going to be more, there's going to be like a lot more fans than the last time we came. And In Flames loved the idea, and so that's how it came about. I mean, it's a double headlining, so you get like punched in the face by In Flames, and then you get punched in the face by KREATOR, and vice versa. You know, it's like, but it's gonna be a nice night of metal. It's gonna be an experience.
Now,
It's like two bands that could actually headline by themselves, you know,
yeah.
and you get a double headlining bill. It's amazing. I love that kind of stuff.
Now, because I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Tom, this interview is great, but it's been a bit highbrow. When are we going to get immature? Well, good news, Millie. Well, I'm about to torpedo all my professionalism. If the Clash of the Titans got physical, who would win in a fight between KREATOR and In Flames?
That's a good question. There are 5 people in the band. We're only 4. So one of us has to fight 2 of them.
Well, just get your drummer. He's used to,
He's strong. He's strong. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe we'll try it out.
If it makes you feel any better, I'm actually going to. I was supposed to have Chris Broderick this morning, but he's had to reschedule. But I'm going to be asking him the exact same question, so I'll be interested to hear what his response was. Mate, you did a collaborative track with Lamb of God.
Yeah,
What brought that on?
that was the State of Undress tour that we did in Europe, and we were planning to do this song. There was supposed to be 3 bands on this tour. It was Lamb of God, Power Trip, and KREATOR. And the original idea was to have KREATOR and Lamb of God write a song together and have the singer of Power Trip perform it.
Yeah,
But he passed away.
Mm.
So we had the song, and when there was also I think the tour got moved around, like rescheduled 2 or 3 times in Europe, and it was really depressing for a while, because and then the tragedy happened with the Power Trip guy, and then it's like, we didn't know what to do with the song. We had the song lying there, and then we thought, you know what, we're gonna share vocals, me and Randy from Lamb of God. And I think the lyrics were written by Mark from Lamb of God, and I love the track. It's pretty heavy, and it kind of like combines both bands' styles in a way. We were sending back and forth riffs and ideas, and it kind of like developed like this. And I think Riley would have really liked it. He was still around, and yeah. And the fans love it. The fans love the track. It's very unique. It's something on the side that nobody would have expected, like the collaboration you didn't know you needed, maybe.
Yeah,
And
it raises a kind of an interesting concept. Like if you could, because I noticed you collaborated with a singer on Hey Do Brallas. Her name escapes me, sorry. But you know, if you wanted to do that again and maybe collaborate with someone who is potentially, you know, very left field for you, I don't know. Have you got any, do any ideas come into your head?
Yeah, we were planning something because at this point we are looking at a documentary about Creator, and we have a director, and she's following us around for a whole year from now on, and we're thinking about like for the next album, maybe as a bonus album or bonus CD or whatever device you're gonna listen to. We're thinking about like doing collaborations with a few artists that we love. Maybe do some old creator stuff. Maybe come up with some new songs and have like 3 or 4 collaborations on a bonus for the next album. And I have some ideas, but it's too early to talk about yet. But there might be some stuff on there that's might be unexpected for a few listeners, but it will be great. We'll make sure it's going to be good.
Awesome, mate. All right, Neil, thank you very much for your time today. It is always a pleasure talking to you. And yeah, I will be kicking ass and taking names in the pit in Brisbane.
All right.
So yes. Hey, do Morales.
All right.
All right, mate. See you later.
Take
Bye.
care. Bye bye.